And Mama used to say,
take your time, young man.
And Mama used to say,
don't you rush to get old.
And Mama used to say,
take it in your stride.
And Mama used to say,
live your life.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's
Thank
made our
you.
day. Oh, thank
That's
you.
brilliant.
Welcome to the Choose 80 Zoom room, Junior. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
Oh, we missed you. We'd hoped to see you at the Rediscovered album launch, Mauro Durago's album.
Yeah,
that
I was away. I think I was in France. I was in France. So I was over there doing some recording.
All right. Anything exciting, Junior?
Well, single is coming out on the what is it, 15th of June.
Oh,
right. It's coming out in France first, and then it'll come out here, but it's being played already. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm excited about it.
What's it called?
Sweet Tender Love.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Go back to the Rediscovered album because that was a great song you did on there. Can you feel it?
It was fantastic.
Thank you very much.
It's Kim before, and we've met Sunita a few times.
Right.
You look like you had so much fun doing it.
I think it's most probably because of the fact that like everybody involved are from the same era.
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of like, I know you and you know me, and we talked, we laughed. It was just fun to do. It was like, just being in a sweet shop as a kid and you don't know what to choose.
Too many songs.
Yeah,
Are you feeling me?
And your voices sound fantastic together. You've got those great
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Talking about videos, Junior, we obviously back in 1982, Mama used to say it was using illustrations, wasn't it, in a 3D sort of way. And that was even before Aha did Take On Me. So that was quite groundbreaking, wasn't it, Junior?
Thank you very much for identifying that, to be quite honest with you, because not many people know that was the first chroma key ever done in a video.
We wondered that.
Yeah, the guy who did it was a guy called Keith McMillan. He was one of these like real left field kind of geniuses, I'd call him. Because the whole way the video was made was that they had to direct me in terms of where to walk, going upstairs.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It was brilliant the way that they did all of that, in the bath, kicking out at the end with the, it was just like everybody was, again, just like the video with Kim, everybody was just on such a high to see this new technology.
Yeah.
Like, so
because I remember watching it on Top of the Pops, and we were all like, "Oh, God, that's a brilliant video."
Yeah,
I think everybody was it was stunning because it was the colours, different colours behind it as well. The standing at the gate, standing at the window and opening, because I think it was all so fresh and so new and so cartoonish in a way, but grown up, like, at that period of time. I think a lot of people, the kids got it, the mums got it, the dads got it, the brothers, everybody just got the video and then got the song, and the two just seemed to play it so well.
It was innovative for its time, wasn't it?
At the time,
yeah.
It was, and it isn't usually mentioned.
No,
is. But
yeah, but this should get the presidency it deserves,
Thank you very much.
the song was obviously a massive hit. It was a transatlantic hit as well, wasn't it? So it was in the top 10 in the UK, but it was number 2 in the American R&B chart, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had 2 charts at the time that they used to run, and one was Billboard and the other one was Cashbox.
Yeah.
Right? So Cashbox and Billboard pretty much told you what was going on around the country. So in Billboard, I went to number 1. No, sorry, in Billboard, I went to number 2. And in Cashbox, I went to number 1. I stayed at number 1. I stayed at number 1 for 2 weeks on Cashbox and 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Stevie Wonder was number 1 on Billboard. I was number 2 on Cashbox.
Great company.
Yeah.
Yeah. What more could you ask for?
Amazing royalty. There we are.
Oh, come on.
So it often takes people years to break America. What was it like for you to have had success at that? You were 24, 25, weren't you, at that time? What was that like?
It was wild. It was going into a different world. I was going to Washington State, and I came off the plane, and there was all of these girls, and they were all screaming and stuff like this, and shouting. So I turned and I looked around to see who it was that was coming off the plane. I couldn't fathom that the record had done things like that to people.
Yeah.
And then being able to go on Soul Train at the time as well.
Yeah.
I was going to say about that. Yeah.
You were the first
black artist to do it.
Yeah.
British artist to do it. Other than David Bowie. Right, David Bowie did it before me, and then it was me.
Yeah.
But the whole just experience of having a hit record in another country, not knowing how that country is going to take to you, because you're not trying to change anything. You're speaking the same way.
Yeah.
You go there and people wouldn't believe that I was English. They couldn't believe it.
Really?
They all thought that I was American. They didn't know that black people lived in England.
I bet they had your accent, Junior.
Oh, the accent went down a tree.
Yeah, I bet. I bet they got you talking all the time. Say something else.
They had me I'd go on different shows to perform.
Yeah.
And as soon as I started talking, the performance went out the door. It was like, so what's it like sitting down with the Queen? And I'm like, what? Sitting down with the Queen? We want a cup of tea? And they're like, you just kind of they cracked me up. It was like doing a history tour, trying to explain, right? Yes, actually, this is how it worked.
Yeah, that's it.
Didn't you win? You also got the title of Billboard's Best Newcomer Award, didn't you, during that time? And weren't you presented the award by the legendary James Brown?
Yeah.
Wow.
He made me laugh. He turned around and he said to me, you young bucks are coming up and trying to take my position. And I'm standing there like,
are you serious?
What?
Godfather of style, isn't it?
I was like, are you crazy? Take your spot.
Wow.
No,
what an accolade though, Junior.
It's fantastic. I mean, like you're starting out in your career and you're seeing that the power of your music is making people go completely mad. And it was lovely going to clubs and just being able to sit back and when they played it, just watch people singing along and dancing and that fun up. You know what I'm saying? Smiling faces. I loved it. I loved it. I still do. I loved it then and I still do now. Yeah, it's
it doesn't get old, does it?
It never you never lose the enthusiasm.
No.
No.
That's it.
Make people enjoy themselves.
Yeah,
you'd be great at the retro festivals. We go to many Rewind Festival and Chill Fest, and those audiences are brilliant.
Yeah, we'd love to see you there, Junior.
So would I. I'd love to be doing it. It's down to the promoters, to give me a call. Come on.
Yeah. We'll put a word in for you, Junior.
Go for it. I'd love it. I'd love it.
Oh, it'd be so good to have you there. Now, huge artist that you've been linked to and worked with was Phil Lynott from Phil
Yeah.
Lynott.
Oh.
And you actually recorded and wrote with Phil, and it's a number of different songs. And we had a look on YouTube, and they're great songs, Junior.
Thank you.
Time and
Thank
again, that was one.
Time and again, and Lady Just Loves to Dance as well.
Like that.
And
Yeah.
that's my favorite track.
That's a great one.
Oh yeah, baby, she has on her tail.
We met up at a club in the West End, and he came up to me. I was standing up, and he came up to me and he said, "I want to do a project." I'm like, "Yeah, this is Phil Lynott, And I'm like, "Junior, I want to do a project." I can't do an Irish accent. It's great. And he said he wants to do this project, and he wants it to mix it with rock and hard rock with soul, right? Are you interested? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm getting into, let me see what this is. Right?
Yeah.
So we got together at his place with Lemmy, with John Sykes from White Snake.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we just had a ball. Derek Bramble on keyboards. We just had a ball, just jamming.
Wow.
Trying to find something that worked for both of us. And
Yeah.
the first song we did was, we had the outline of the song, and I had to go back to America, and Bill worked on the song. So when I came back, we had the basis of the Lady Just Wants to Dance. Lady Just Loves to Dance. And we both were like excited about this track. When we went in with a producer called Tony Visconti, who at the time had done people like David Bowie and stuff like that.
Wow. Yeah.
So we went in with him, and we just had a ball. But unfortunately, the record company, when they saw the two of us, they said, "No, it's not going to work. It's too rock and roll." Then the soul side, it's too this, and so everybody had their own thing about it. And a lot of it had to do with the fact of color and race at that time.
Oh, that's terrible, because I think it works so well together. Your voices works brilliantly together.
It was brilliant. I think at the same time, I kind of look at it as like their loss, because people are gravitating to it and are listening
now
to it.
through YouTube and that. Yeah.
Exactly. So in one way, you look at it that like, well, it was of a time.
Yeah.
And then you look at it that like, that time in today's music, you're still playing, you can still play it. It still sounds good. It still sounds fresh. So we achieved something together, which was something different.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
record company could see that, then that's their problem. I'm very proud of that work.
I bet. And what was Phil like as a person to work with?
Phil was very funny. Phil was very protective of me. Phil was a scholar in certain things. He was just an amazing, gentle, kind man to me. I can't say about anybody else.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
He was there, he was kind, he was gentle, if anything was going on and it might be bad that was concerning him, he ensured that I wasn't around it. Right? He made me feel comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So it's quite a mentor for you, Junior.
Yeah, he was like a big brother in that regard.
Yeah. And an incredible, both of you incredible talents. So to see
Thank
that.
you very much. No, thank you very much.
On YouTube, that's wonderful. I just wish they could release them, as
give them. I think in time, I think some bright spark out there.
Yeah.
He's a Phil Lynott, and he works in a record company, and I think it will happen. Yeah, I've never doubted it.
And that'd be a brilliant album, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Brilliant album. Yeah. Oh well, we'll keep our fingers
Any
crossed on
producers
that.
watching this?
Yes, please. Sort it.
Sort it.
Sort it.
Oh, so another great partnership was your duet with Kim Wilde.
Another step.
1987, number 6 in the UK charts. How did that come about?
I'd known Kim we met a few years earlier at the studio, Rack Studios. And we never ever spoke about working together or anything. Then she wrote this song, Another Step, and she wanted to do it as a duet. And she rang, suggested. I was like, why not? Because at that time I was being like really militant and I wanted black and white pictures. And I thought this is crazy. And you know, you want to make a real statement right now, you know, because it was again that time. So I thought this would be great to do. I went in with her and her brother Ricky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we had a fantastic stuff. When the record came out, we went on tour together and we did South America, which was just amazing. You know,
Wow.
French Guiana and places like that. It was just amazing doing that tour. And we just kind of like grew together during the making of the video. She was I think she was in France. And
Yeah.
we were out for about a year pretty much, doing
Oh.
shows and stuff like that.
The godfather of soul to working with the mod father, didn't you, Junior, with Paul Weller?
Yeah. Again,
Okay.
another, even though very much, we were all very much aware of what was going on at the time concerning what was happening in Ethiopia and what was happening in Britain.
Yeah.
And at the time the miners' strike was happening in Britain, and
Yeah.
Paul and myself and I think Billy went up to various parts up north to see for ourselves what was really taking place, not what the media was saying was taking place.
That must have been an eye opener, Junior.
It was an incredible eye opener for all of us, and I think I remember getting together with Paul and Billy and we deciding that we're going to do this the way that we would like to try and do it and get other bands involved on board in different cities. So
Yeah.
when we went to Manchester, we had the Smiths, Johnny Marr. You know, you went to Newcastle, I think it's OMD. So everybody, we were all on board in terms of the mindset of that time to help the miners in some way. I remember that we were looked upon as being, what is it we were called at one stage? Rich kids trying to, you know, trying to stand up for the moral standards of the country.
Terrible.
It was terrible because it was like what was happening to the miners was a complete travesty in terms of going.
It wrecked the whole communities, didn't it, Junior?
And you were trying to do good.
We wanted to open the door and make sure that kids were aware of what was going on.
Yeah.
So we got together, called ourselves Red Wedge, went out on tour. We had a comedy side to the whole thing as well. But the emphasis was to try and make young people aware.
That's it. It really made us aware because, like, being from London and that, you were sort of quite removed from that. But to see Red Wedge and all the work you were doing, it actually brought it home what was going on and the repercussions of that political travesty, really, wasn't it?
And what we were trying to do is to say we are all inclusive. So what's happening down south? Why aren't the people in north of the country benefiting just as much as we are? It was a way for all of us to actually show that we understood before this term multicultural came along.
Yeah.
There was a thing called trust and honesty and loyalty. And that didn't matter what color it was.
No.
Right? Those things just mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that solidarity, wasn't it, Junior?
So you remember way back in the day, I think about 79, they used to have loads of festivals. Was it Showcase or something? And GQ came over. GQ came over to do a show. And there was 10,000 kids there. It was black, white, Asian. It didn't matter. What mattered was the music. So nobody had this whole thing about color and stuff like this. You really.
No, it wasn't a thing, was it? It didn't even look.
You get what I said, right?
Yeah.
But then you go on X amount.
More of now, doesn't it? When it shouldn't be. You know, it's just crazy.
Boring.
Yeah.
It's boring.
It just causes unnecessary division.
Yeah.
Right? And we've come from a natural integration.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, we'll have to give it a name and then we'll have to make you all
Yeah,
multicultural.
exactly. Yeah.
We didn't have that. So what we had was a lot more natural.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hence
definitely.
the music of the time was more natural.
Yeah.
Hence everybody was diverse. Earth, Wind and Fire didn't sound like the Ohio players. Junior didn't sound like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson didn't sound like Prince. Everybody was doing their thing.
Yeah.
Parliament Funkadelic, a whole thing. The Isley Brothers, Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Dionne Warwick, all of these wonderful artists were doing their own thing.
Yeah,
They
that's
didn't
it.
sound like anybody. So
No.
we were in that time. You know, even the imagination didn't sound like anybody else.
No,
You know,
No,
we
that's
love
it. It was
imagination.
such exciting times, wasn't it?
It
To
was.
be
Yeah.
around you.
You were around so much diversity within the music styles that you liked.
And
You
that's
know,
what made it so brilliant.
yeah. That's why people, I think, keep hankering back to the 80s. You know, once upon
Yeah.
a time it was the 60s, but
Yeah.
they keep going back to the 80s because there was something fundamental about the 80s in terms of what it actually gave to music that is being played today.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
So many
We
genres,
missed
weren't there?
that. Yeah, we missed that.
Yeah.
Lovely.
you know. So it's, for me, that was a very exciting time because of the fact of the diversity and the fact that people didn't mind listening. They would listen to the Birdie song, and the next song that came on,
Yeah.
your mother used to say,
Where have all the novelty songs gone? Where?
"Come on."
I know,
Do
we
you know what
love
I'm saying?
that.
It's where you could laugh, and you know, you have a laugh out of it.
I know.
Everything now is so serious.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so digitally put together. You know, it's got to be clean. It's got to be this. It's got to be
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Music back then, we were experimenting.
Another big thing of the 80s, apart from music, was the film world. We had some amazing films, and you were on the soundtrack for Beverly Hills Cop, weren't you?
Oh.
In 1984. Do you really?
That's correct. I did
How did that happen?
Well, great movie.
I was on tour in America, doing a promotion tour in America. And I got to, I think it was Texas, and Eddie Murphy was staying in the room below.
Oh,
I had these huge
As he does.
I had these huge speakers and sound because, you know, music, and I wanted that, and they got it for me. And my second album was just coming out, so I was there to promote it. So I put it on and I turned it up as loud as I could because I wanted somebody to, you know, complain. I wanted him to complain. So I do this first thing in the morning because I had to leave every morning by 7 o'clock. So I do this at 5 o'clock in the morning.
oh God, they loved
I'll
you.
be stamping on the floor and doing the whole thing, and then I've got to leave. And I'd leave the thing running because those times it was vinyl. So once I got to the end, that was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You sorted.
so I'd leave it on and let it run the whole album. And I did this for 3 days. I was there. And I did it for 3 days and there was nothing. Nobody complained. None of the
That's disappointing.
very. So I came down with a copy of the album and I said to the usher, I think the guy at the front, and I said, "What room is Eddie Murphy?" I'm a friend, blah, blah, got an album for him. They told me the room number. So I went and I pushed the album underneath the room, underneath the door,
Yeah.
and went on. I had to go to New York, so I went to New York, did the New York thing, left there, came back to London and got a phone call from the A&R man in England. And he turned and he said to me, "Junior, some guy called Eddie Murphy wants you to make a record for a film he's in called Beverly Hills Cop." I was like, he had no idea who Eddie Murphy was. So I had 2 days to do this song.
Oh God, 2 days.
I had 2 days to do this song. I made a demo of it at home, sent the demo to the record company, who sent the demo to the film company, Universal, and they put the demo in the film. And it was fantastic because it was like the longest running. It was brilliant because it was like the longest running outside of Axel F within the movie. So it was about a minute and a half. And I'm like, oh my God. Right? Film did what? film was a massive hit as well.
Oh,
bless it.
I keep
love
watching
it.
that
I
film.
love
I had it on, yeah, not very recently. When
There you
it's on,
go.
I always put it on. It brings back those 80s memories.
Those 80s memories.
Yeah.
You know, so he did about, I think it was 170 million copies of that album.
Oh,
Like,
incredible
Did,
film.
did you get to meet Eddie? Did you go to the
Hey,
premiere?
no, isn't it funny? I only went to the premiere here in England.
Ah,
Right.
In England.
and he didn't
Never
come
met.
along to that one then.
No, he wasn't
No.
there.
Oh, we were watching Celebrity Popmaster recently, Junior, and Richard Blackwood was mentioning that you were his uncle, which we didn't know before. So,
Oh, right.
yeah. So you've
I
got quite a
think
few
no,
celebrities.
sorry, you were gonna say.
I was going to say there's quite a few celebrities in your family then, isn't there? Because you've also got Vaz Blackwood as well, the
Right.
comedian.
That's correct. And Nadine Marshall as well. She's
Oh,
another one who's there as well. I think they followed in their uncle's footsteps, put it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's in the
They were-
blood.
When they were kids, I used to take them with me to some of the shows and stuff. It was
Oh,
really just to show them, right, that like you don't have to do a 9 to 5. You can look at doing something else and being creative
Yeah.
oh, brilliant.
and make a life out of it. You can. So
Oh.
Richard went into it, Raz went into it, Nadine went into it.
Oh, must be lovely to watch them all.
Yeah, you inspired them all, obviously.
Well, I think it most probably was more to do with my mum. My mum was really very open to all kinds of things in life.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of gravitated to her for advice. You know, you were young. She was the inspiration behind Mummy used to say.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, brilliant.
oh.
Yeah, because we
Like that.
wondered, because you wrote that song yourself, didn't you, Junior?
That's correct.
So
Yeah.
that was inspired from your own mum then, that was,
Yeah, that's the thing.
you,
That's the kind of things that she used to say to me when I was like 16. I want to be 17. I was 17. I want to be 18.
Oh.
Soon enough. And, I was working in a shoe shop, and this girl came in. I was 22 at the time, and she came in, and she was stunning. And I thought, right, I'm going to talk to her. Started talking to her. Turned around, asked her age, and she said she was 18. And I thought, Christ, if I tell her I'm 22, I'm too old. So I turned and said, I'm 20. Right? So we got the date. Because I thought, but tell her I'm 4 years old, and she's going to say, oh no, he's too old. So that's 22. So that was how it was. So I remember I came in and I told my mum the story,
Yeah.
that like I
Yeah.
had to cut my age down, and she said, I told him, rushing to get old. Take your time.
That's it.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that.
I love that.
Oh, thank you for
Junior.
chatting to us, and we look forward to your new single. And have you got any other
Yeah.
projects we need to look out for?
Well, I'm at the where are we? I'm getting together with David Grant and Errol
Oh,
Kennedy, right? And we call ourselves the Funk Soul Brothers. We're gonna do our first date is at Love Supreme on the 8th of July.
oh, 8th of July, did you say?
Yeah, the 8th of July. Right, we'll be there. So that's going on. I have another artist that I'm working with who's coming out with their single, which should come out hopefully on Sony. So that's looking good. So to be honest with you, I'm still enjoying this to the max.
Oh, lovely to hear that, Junior.
Yeah.
And thanks for the fantastic music.
Oh,
And we hope
Thank you.
to hear more soon. We're looking forward to that.
hope to catch up with you in person sometime soon.
That
At a
would be
festival,
lovely.
hopefully. Or...
One of these festivals, definitely.
Oh, it's got to happen, hasn't it? It's got to happen.
Come on.
Rest of the day, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Oh, thanks,
All
Junior.
the best. You take care.
Take care.